Hello dear viewers, it's AlexTheSplendid&FlippyHTFFan. So today I am going to tell you why 1960s and 1970s are way much better than from today. Like, you know, for example, like the 21st century. 21st century is stupid, but the 20th century is always the best. And yes, and I'd like to tell you the reason why the 1960s and 1970s are always the best. So let me tell you the reason why. So 1960s and 1970s is always the best era, you know, like some like music, fashion, movies, and especially like acting as well, like you know, for example like actors like, here's one of my favorite actors of all time, Jack Nicholson. And also there's other actors that I really like, Gene Hackman, Clint Eastwood, Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, James Caan, what else? There's other actors that I really like, Val Kilmer, and there's so much more. Even Dennis Hopper did Frank Booth on Blue Velvet, which is in 1986, which is an 80s movie, but I love watching Blue Velvet. Yeah, it's directed by David Lynch. And also there's an actress that I really love, like Faye Dunaway, Kathy Bates, Catherine Ross, what else? There's something, yeah, other actress as well. But don't worry, it'll come back to me. So, about the fashion in the 1960s and 1970s, they always look clean, they always look very, very creative. And somewhere in the 1960s and 1970s, they innovate really well, like, you know, innovating something, you know, a bit more stylish, the way how it looks. It's very, very stunning, you know. I like it how it looks. Even I love the fonts as well. It's somewhere in the 1960s and 1970s, especially in the book and the movie as well. Because that is very creative, and also this is just, I really like it how it looks. But there's something wrong about like a 2010s or 2020s. I mean, they're just not being very creative, especially in the 2000s as well, like 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. I mean, they just don't even think about something creative or something like that. The fonts are just always the same. I mean, seriously, the stupid 21st century is just made from like some stupid computers who made that stupid fucking font. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, seriously. I prefer the 1960s and 70s, especially the 1950s as well, or the 80s and 90s, because, you know, they have they're always very creative. But I wouldn't mind the 2000s movies, like 2000 to 2007, but not 2008 or 2009, 2010s or 2020s. Those movies are stupid as fuck. And also, the reason why I hate watching those modern movies, like, which it contains like worse acting, especially the CGI effects, and there's especially how they scream like that. It's just so fucking unpleasant, truly unpleasant. I mean, I really hate it. I despise it. Okay, let's just move on to the music one. I really love the 1960s and 1970s music because I really love the sounds. I really love listening to rock music. How it sounds like. You know, for example, I got this vinyl record on my 17th birthday. And my dad gave me those, like, there's a live album this is a live version of the Animals. Yeah, and also and especially the 1970s #1 hits, for example. Yeah, it's just I got this I just asked my dad if I have a vinyl record, but he got me one for my 17th birthday. And that's very truly nice of my dad, because I always loved my dad so much. Yeah, and also that's just why I love listening to the 1970s and 60s music, because I prefer to listen to those. Because I do listen to the Doors, I do listen to Devo, I do listen to Sparks, I do listen to Creedence Clearwater Revival. There's so much more. I love listening to American bands so much. I love listening to new wave, and I love listening to psychedelic rock. I love listening to rock music. I like listening to punk. I really love listening to all my favorite genres. Like, these are my top 4 favorites, like classic rock, new wave, psychedelic rock, and punk. I do like listening to fast music. Very fast. But as for 21st century, well, to be honest, I do like listening to 2000s and early 2010s. Like, I do like listening to Coldplay, Fall Out Boy, and including, like, I do like listening to techno as well. I do like listening to nostalgia hits as well, because I like listening to somewhere in the past that I really love listening to. Especially when I was a kid, I still listened to lots of music in the past. I found it really nostalgic. But I prefer listening to 60s and 70s. But as for 21st century, this century sucks anyway, because I really hate it. But sometimes they're okay, but it's just that I just don't really like it as much. Yeah, then that's the reason. Because it's all about, about my opinions on medias, like the 60s and 70s. And also, yeah. So anyways, everyone, thank you for watching my video, and please like and subscribe. Anyways, goodbye.